Hello student, this is the third part of the video content of Geography Lesson 7 Lifelines of National Economy. In this part of video, we are going to discuss about the airways and the means of communication. Airways. Airways is the fastest mode of transport, though it is still the costliest mode of transport. Yet with the entry of private companies, there is every possibility that in near future it will become a cheap and main source of transportation. Students, as we know that airways is the fastest means of transport and saves time. It can cover very difficult terrains like high mountains, deserts, thick forests, and long stretches of sea with great ease. Airways also help in increasing the trade, especially that of perishable products. Besides, it reduces pressure on roads and railways. Student, the air transport was nationalized in 1953. On the operational side, Indian Airlines, Alliance Air, subsidiary of Indian Airlines, and private scheduled airlines and non-scheduled operators provide domestic air services. Air India provides international air services. Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited provide the helicopter services to Oil and Natural Gas Commission in its offshore operation to inaccessible areas and difficult terrains like the northeastern states and the interior part of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. As you can see in this map, we have international airports in India. Here, start with Srinagar, that is situated in Jammu and Kashmir, Amritsar Airport, which is known as Rajasasi Airport, then in Delhi, Indira Gandhi International Airport, then in Kolkata, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, then in Mumbai, Chhatrapati Shivaji Jawaharlal Nehru Airport, then in Hyderabad, Rajiv Gandhi Airport, and in Chennai, Meenambakkam Airport, and so on. Communication. Ever since humans appeared on Earth, they have used different means of communication. But the pace of change has been rapid in modern times. Long distance communication is far easier without physical movement of the communicator or receiver. Students, there are basically two types of communication, that is personal and mass communication. In this category, that is personal communication, are included those means of communication which deal with different means of personal correspondence, such as postcards, letters, telegrams, telephones, and internet. Whereas in the category of mass communication which have a wider range of communicating the ideas. For example, radio, television, news, etc. The Indian Postal Network is the largest in the world. It handles parcel as well as personal written communication. In this aspect, here is a flowchart of class of mails. Class of mails divided into two, the first class mail and second class mail. First class mail again divided into two, or examples of first class mail is card and envelopes, and the examples of second class mail is book, packets, and newspapers. And they carried by surface mail covering land and water transport. Now let us discuss about the international trade. Students, we know that the exchange of goods and services among people, states, and countries is referred to as trade. and the trade between two countries is called international trade. Now we are going to discuss main characteristic of international trade after independence. Student, it has not only international trade in India has not only increased in volume and value, but the changes in its direction have also taken place. We are no longer tied to the one-side trade relation with Great Britain and other Commonwealth countries, as was the position before the attainment of independence. We now export both the raw materials and the manufactured good to foreign countries. Our main export include manufactured goods, agricultural and allied products, crude and petroleum products, and ore and minerals. India imports petroleum and petroleum products, pearls and precious stones, gold and silver, chemical and other unclassified items such as cereals, crude, rubber, animal and vegetable oil. We are having increasing trade relationships with USA, Canada, Australia, Japan, Russia, Europe, and oil producing countries rather than with Great Britain. India's trade relation with the SAARC region countries is also on increase. Tourism and India, our last topic of this chapter. Student, it is the largest service industry with contribution of 6.9% to the national GDP and 12.5% of the total employment in India as per year 2013 and 14. Now let us discuss the importance of tourism. As we know that tourism helps in earning foreign exchange. It provides direct as well as indirect employment to the people. Over 15 million people are directly involved in the tourism industry. It promotes national integration. Besides, it supports cottage and handicraft industries because foreigners like to purchase these products. It helps in developing friendly relations with other countries.